Okay, folks. Well, we should be live. Anyone listening out there, if you could please let us know if you can hear myself and the players.
Hello.
Since last week's
I'm
streaming
here. I'm a voice.
catastrophe. Yeah. Okay, so we are down some players tonight. Oak may or may not be showing up. I haven't heard from him. And Friendon and Jen having scheduling conflicts. Jen's not feeling well tonight. So there we go. Hey, look, there is somebody other than us in chat. Could you please tell us if you can hear us okay? Myself and the players here.
Hi,
Yes.
Taylor.
Tell us if we are loud enough.
Yeah.
'Cause it might be very low.
Oh, I can be louder. I can.
Dion can
For
always be louder.
sure.
We're really
We're
low.
Really
There
low.
we are.
We're both really low.
We're low, but there is a little bit of volume. Well,
All right, let's see if
there's a
that's any
joke.
better then. Doubled our volume there.
Double the volume.
Ooh, that sounds.
Double the
Yeah.
volume.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right, so I've
Let's
adjusted the
see.
volume a bit. Let's see if that helps. Yeah, okay.
Good
So
now.
let us know if it is too loud at some point because I'm showing it's hitting the red a little.
That is
Little.
not possible.
All right, so we have a limited crew tonight. We're still going to push on with some first edition Dungeons and Dragons. If we do nothing else, we'll at least establish what's happening and do some strategizing. Hopefully, we'll get an oak here at some point. There's an oak. Look at that.
Hey.
Yeah,
All right, now we
I
can
gotta tuck
handle it.
life in, then I'll be ready. Be
No
right back.
problem, Oak. We'll leave you for last.
He's such a good man's.
So, Dion, who are you playing?
I am playing NPC, the human fighter, and I'm level I don't remember. Listen, the holiday's been rough today. I'm level 3. Yeah.
Third level. And what are you playing?
NPC, the human fighter.
The human fighter. All right, there we go.
Mhm.
Richard.
I am Richard, and I am also a human, but I am not a fighter. I am a remuneration redistribution specialist. And I am also level 3.
He's special, all right.
Oh,
And we'll
yeah.
have Oak introduce
Special to
himself
me.
when he comes back in here. Looks like it's just us tonight. Last time we had some interesting things. And now
sure we
we'll hear
did.
Oak and his family.
Ooh.
Apparently
right.
there was a way in Zoom to mute other people.
So what happened last time, guys? You followed a lodestone that let you
I
out
say
to
we bravely ran away, bravely ran away from those horrible
Hmm.
lich demon priest and queen type people.
Yeah.
Or not queen, but baroness, I guess she is.
in true
A
heroic
dead one.
fashion. You just said nope. And,
They look too difficult for us. We're going to go elsewhere. We're not under their tyranny.
and left
Everybody
the
kept-
Linder Islands to the new demon rulers. Yes.
Yep.
Maybe
we
for
don't
the
need to
best.
go
Maybe
there.
for the best.
We'll come back at like level 20. It's fine. We'll clean up house later.
Yeah. I mean, most of us don't even remember that there's a problem there.
That's true. That
It
is
was
very true.
only Groenwolf, wasn't it? Yes. Poor Groenwolf and his reliable memories on what actually happened there. Everybody else was wiped out by some magical effect.
In every
It was
story,
just a lovely ceremony that we saw at the wedding, after all.
and every story he's
Oh.
ever told the party has been absolutely true all along. So he's got so much credibility going on there. Yeah, there is that. So you get word from the master assassin who you cut a deal with him and his dark mistress, that is. And you get a bit of lodestone that leads you out into the seas, into a secret pirate island where
Yarr.
you do find your assassin contact. What happens? That all went real smoothly, right? Thank you, Jameis.
I was going to say Jameis screwed us over, the son of a bitch. Somebody donated 300 bits and made it a horrible, horrible thing for us. And an orc's orc was bullying our thief friend, whose name I should remember because it was almost my own. Tellish. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tristan,
And
that's right.
I'm changing my name. I'll change it to NPC. That will not cause any problems in the party. Yeah. So Tellish was being, I think he owed money to our orc person, and they were trying to get it out of him in blood, sweat, and bones. We were taking on their submarine type thing, where they proceeded to torture him repeatedly.
Well, you ate
Which
stew
we
in the
all
background,
allowed.
and everyone was fine with that. No problems for, these screams that went on for hours.
I mean, we had other things to do, like
Yeah, and
it
the
had
stew
to
was
be
good.
umami.
I mean,
the fish.
The ambiance really boosted the umami of the stew.
Exactly.
So.
Just gave it that certain mwah. Actually, I think your character Dion was the only one that had a little twinge of conscience there, since you've got a little bit of good in you.
Yeah, a little bit.
It hasn't been
It comes
squashed
and
out.
goes. There's
Yeah.
still a little light left in her eyes. A little bit, if you look close.
So you strike a deal with Thorgrim. That's the Warhammer Orcish guy, the very large, double-sized normal orc that's leading this crew. Strike a deal with him he lets you have some time with Tellish before his expiry date. And so you know where to go for your meeting. Tellish held up his end of the bargain. Didn't even grovel for help. Maybe a small amount of groveling, real small.
I mean, he might have got out of there as well, because Grown Wolf made a pact with him and something transferred from Tellish into Grown Wolf. But Grown Wolf's not here today, so we won't be able to discover any of that.
Grown Wolf is standing in the corner. His eyes are all black, and he's just kind of staring with his mouth open. You figure that's normal. That's.
I was going to say,
He must
How
have
is that
had
any
one of those
different?
mushrooms in his pocket. I don't know.
So Grown Wolf makes a pact with the Dark Power. Tellish may or may not live on through Grown Wolf. We'll see. But I mean, really, to be honest, Tristan has the incriminating evidence, as he has all the books on assassination in his knapsack.
Yeah, he's just going to go through with a Sharpie and block out that section that says, if you're not an assassin, stop reading here.
Yeah, stop reading here if you're not an assassin.
Just tear it out.
I mean, we're on a boat. We need toilet paper.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So Thorgrim allows you to question Tellish. You get the location of where you need to go, which is in the direction that Thorgrim and crew are headed. But you've got this little problem of needing to tell your ship where to go. So, this problem is fixed by him jettisoning you guys to the surface. In a small boat. He at least gives you a boat, and you're able to find your ship. Hey, Oak, why don't you introduce your character and what level they are at this point?
I am playing Cybor, the half-orc fighter.
Half-orc. That's may have been what saved your crew.
Awesome.
So after being jettisoned from the submarine and a little bitty rowboat, you are able to get back to your own vessel and relate the events to the crew there. So you know where to head. You still have the lodestone. And of course, having found Tellish, it has no real use anymore. But you have a map and you have a heading. You know where you should be going. You also know that Thorgrim and crew have established a base camp in a place they're calling the Isle of Dread. You know that they do some pirating, but they seem to be making their fortunes currently by capturing large reptiles and selling them to nobles. It seems to be a quite lucrative thing. So we'll take up with you guys back explaining all this to your crew. A map has been procured of the area, which you're seeing on the screens now. And you guys are, on around here. And you're heading.
I'm sorry, where?
I was going to say that doesn't help when you're zoomed in to see the map.
If you
Doesn't help
if,
when you're not logged in, too.
Oh, well, yeah. there's that.
Southeast.
at the very bottom, okay.
Right, and you're heading
Yeah.
into here.
Okay.
All right. Also, something I've just remembered: we got an egg.
Yep.
Yeah,
do.
I
Right.
got an egg.
You got an egg, fine.
It's
All right.
my egg.
I mean,
It's your
You want
egg
it
until the
scrambled?
Disney princess comes back.
Yeah, I'm having her sit on it for this session.
Yeah.
She's keeping it warm.
All right, guys. So now, what do you want to do? If you want to take any precautions, how do you want to approach this? Thorgrim seems to be, well, brutish and is a pirate. He seems to have a code that if you make a deal with him, he expects it to be fulfilled on both ends. So he's at least somebody you can deal with.
Honor among thieves.
Right. So you do have this ship that does have a cargo full of goods that you're hoping to sell in another port, but you're also going to be sailing into a known pirate haven. So there is that to consider.
do we have pirate flags we can run up so that you know?
You have
hey,
no
there's a few
flags actually,
pirates.
so you're not flying a flag of any particular nation or group.
No, but we do have the information that we have a deal with Thorgrim,
You do.
and that
Yeah,
may
but-
carry weight if we can't deliver and they're the cause of it.
It might.
Oh, true. But I mean, how do you convey that via flags before they attack
Not
us?
by
at a
flags.
distance?
It's during engagement.
There's a lot of semaphores going on trying to explain this.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I mean, we've got to go onto the island, right, to meet our contact. So,
Right. We were told the area it's supposed to be.
Hmm.
those giant,
Um,
terrible lizards were there as well.
I'm gonna get those papers back from the anchor because we had tied them to the anchor.
Oh,
last
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Well,
you did the smart
I
thing.
assume they retrieved them when they had to sail to find
Mhm.
us. But
Yeah.
it's a good idea to cover
I'm
it
just,
off. Yeah.
I'm just stating for the record. Yeah.
Oh, y'all forgot to do that. You got
So
hung
I
up
don't
on
get
a
all-
coral somewhere.
No, it's
Yeah.
still tied to the anchor, which is safely on board now that they're not having to stay in one location. So yeah, you can remove
Yeah, I'm
that.
just gonna take the papers with us.
Hmm.
I mean, we've relayed all of this information
So-
to the.
Nobody
here. Go.
How long will it take for us to get there? Sorry.
Few hours of sailing. You're not that far.
Okay. Okay.
And I was just going to say, nobody here is going to know anything about the orc guy whose name I have forgotten already.
Thorgrim.
Or anything, Thorgrim. Or anything around that, are they? Because they're all from the same sort of area as us.
Right.
So none of our crew is going to know.
Yeah, the crew still, even with the map that you have, they have
They
no
still don't
idea
know this
where
area.
they are.
Yeah.
They just know in general that if you keep heading north, they will eventually run across lands that they recognize.
So people have recognized the stars in the sky, right? So
They
it's not as
do,
if we're
yeah.
entirely, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, that's mild comforting, I guess.
Yeah. And that's why the captain is telling you that he knows that if you continue north past what this
You will
map
hit it,
shows, you will eventually hit lands that he recognizes.
No, we're not going past this island just yet.
Mhm.
We need to get on it first to make our fortune. Presumably we don't have enough supplies to do anything anyway, so we're gonna have to stop here.
You have some supplies, yeah. I mean, you weren't sure what you had to put aside to even reach the point where Tullish was. So you did put on a fair number of stores, but the captain doesn't believe that there's enough to get to the next landfall past here. It's always good to put in food when you know you've got it. Water especially.
That shouldn't be an issue then.
Mhm.
Plus, we should be able to get lots of meat if there's giant lizards here.
There is that. And tasting from the stews that you've had, they're awfully tasty lizards.
Which also means that most of them, or not all of them, will be carnivores. And if there's herbivores, there may be large fruit plants we can also reprovision with.
There's that.
Hmm.
So what orders do you give to the captain?
I mean, I can't think of any other orders we need to give them apart from go in, but
If
cautiously.
find a safe harbor area, and then send out a scouting party, see if we can find and start making a base camp or something, or gathering supplies.
So we're down here.
Yeah, and you're to sail into this bay here.
What's here? What's this place? Is this anywhere we know of, or
No, the captain and crew have no idea where you are, other than known lands are to the north. That's really all they know.
So do we want to
Right,
set in here or
is-
keep going to that bay?
Well, I was curious if this is marked on the map as a civilization, the dot here, or if that's not actually there.
Everything that you see marked is marked on your map.
Okay. So I'm just wondering if maybe that's a place we could trade or try
I mean,
to
yeah,
get
we don't
stuff.
know what they are.
Yeah.
What is
Could
Panitude?
be cannibals.
Yeah, you really don't have an idea. There's no key on the map for that.
Yeah.
I guess we could let's sit here and see how safe this small little island. How large is that? Is it 6 mile hexes or?
I think there is a key on there. So
Yeah,
there,
right at the top. There's
yeah,
a-
the 10-mile hexes.
10-mile hex. Okay, there we go.
Did we have a date or time that we had to meet with contact?
Nope.
Telesh told you that he was waiting there now and that he would become impatient after a week, but that's it.
So we should probably just get looking for him.
Yeah, honestly, I think we should look for him first and then explore the islands afterwards.
Well, this thing's only
I'm down with
guesstimating by the looks of it, maybe 5 by 10. That's not going to take long to explore. It'll take half a day maybe, depending on how many people we send out.
Well, I mean, this is where they got those giant lizards from. So the people that we send
That's
out
all
are
over, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't have any specific information other than the place they call the Isles of Dread and that they get very large lizards here. You don't.
I don't think it means this specific little one. I think all of them have lizards.
Could be.
Yes.
Whatever y'all think would be the best course of action.
I think we should just go for it. And try and get there and get out. And if we want to explore later, we can come back after we, go shopping with all of our tons of money that we'll get.
I mean, I
And
think
get
it might be a
sunk on
good
those
idea
reefs.
to deal with this thing while we don't have Grown Wolf here. I mean,
He's preoccupied in the hold studying.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I've got no problem feeding him to the giant lizards or helping us fend off the giant lizards, but I'm not sure how good he will do with this elf person. Although, is he an elf?
Grown Wolf?
I don't
Half
remember.
I can't remember.
He's half.
Yeah, alright. Meh. Well, there we go.
He is actually a full elf. No, he is a full elf.
Oh.
Well, then let's definitely go there, just in case, it suddenly turns out that Grown Wolf is the end of the lineage of kings, etc. That would be... I don't think I could stand that right now.
I was thinking that his character was half elfin as well, but on his character sheet, he has down just elf. Might have been an oversight. All right. Anyway, so the plan is just to sail into the bay and see what happens.
I mean, there are reefs, so take precautions for the reefs,
Right.
etc.
All righty then. So you
Why not?
give the captain orders and you sail in. And let me get the map straightened out here. Give me just a second. Apparently the streaming computer lost connection with Roll20. Okay.
Oh no.
There we go. That'll work. All right, so this ship is yours. And this is Thorgrim's sub. It's up above the water, and it looks more like your traditional boat when it's above the water, more than just that little conning tower. The rest of it has come up. You stop this far away because the shallows are pretty jagged. Anything other than a flat-holed boat can't get much closer. So you guys anchor off, and you can take a ship in. And you can see that there's been set up a small village here, which you were told about. There's a couple of larger buildings. So the ones here on the ends, this one and this one, are watchtowers. They go up several levels above this wall. This is a stone wall that's been thrown together basically just from piles of larger stone. In these two watchtowers, there's a large brazier that's burning. So there's fire. There's people up there with bows and crossbows that can be seen. They're orcs. At least it looks like from where you are. There's also like a bronze bell hanging in the canopy of each. Over here, you see staked out in front Thorgrim's sign. So this must be his camp. But you also find one back here that's interesting. It's no larger than the rest of the huts that are thrown together. And these are huts. They're basically wood column hewn from the wood in the area here, thatched roof. Some of them have walls. Some of them are just a roof in an open area. This one has walls, but staked out front are a couple of flags that you've never seen before. There are a rich dark purple with silver edging on it. No symbol, just the colors, this dark royal purple and silver. There are several small skiffs or small fishing boats that are pulled in here as well. No one seemed to start, or you didn't hear the bells ringing or anything as you come in. So apparently boats showing up in this harbor is not unusual. Your arrival here hasn't drawn any kind of suspicion.
Must not have heard of us then. Great.
Otherwise, they'd know their village is soon going to be burning. Those thatch roofs just go right up.
Just picturing Gilligan's Island huts.
That's pretty much what they are.
Well, I mean,
hmm.
I guess we do the thing with the papers and the anchor and boat our way across again.
All right.
Yeah, try to find where he's located, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, technically we can leave the papers with Grown Wolf and Ophelia or Odette.
Grown Wolf will eat them.
No, they're too clean.
Ah.
Okay,
Grown
so
Wolf will cook them, then eat them.
yeah, if you want to leave them with the crew instead of putting them down on the anchor, that's fine. They can always do it if it looks like they're about to be boarded. So good enough. So you take one of your flat hold boats across, I assume, unless you want to just swim across.
Oh, take a dinghy.
All right. So as you come in, you are greeted by a small force of 5 orcs. They look a little young. They haven't seen many battles, Oak. There's not a lot of scars on them. Young adolescents, you would think. And they don't look too weary of you. They've got spears. They've got axes on their side. Not much in the way of armor. They just kind of put their hand up as you come in. And one of them comes forward and says, 10 silver piece a head tax.
Just I just kind of laugh and spit at the ground.
Are
He
you
like,
saying
we're-
it in Orcish, I assume?
They actually
They-
said that in common or trade tongue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they're a little bit fine.
hmm So yeah, so you spit on the ground, and the one that was talking looks back, and he tries another language. This one nobody understands, but he seems to be repeating himself. And one of the other ones will repeat in Orcish to you, Oak, or to
Before as he starts to talk,
Fiber.
I'll speak in Oakish. Orcish.
Okay.
Oakish.
Oakish. I'm already
It's his
speaking
own
Oakish.
language.
In Orcish, I'm like, I understood you the first time. I'm not paying your damn tax. We're here on business for Grimgard. Or
Thorgrim, yeah.
Thorgrim.
Wow, give me a charisma check.
Yay.
Why do we do this every time?
Yeah. Why don't I
well-
talk? I don't know.
We do have timely rolls.
Hey,
Oh,
that is on the nose.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, the one that was speaking just nods and says, and actually they don't say anything. They just turn around, walk off.
Cool. Now, did Thorgrim, did he put in port here also? Is he on the staying?
Well,
on the
again, you see his little submarine over here, and you see his flags out front of the large,
okay.
more
so it's
permanent
assumed
looking
that
dwelling.
he's here.
Now, the other
And-
things you see is right here, there's an opening in the stone wall where two very large gates have been put in. When I say large, like they're 20 feet tall.
Like ride a dinosaur in.
King Kong gates.
Can I get the orc's attention that was speaking common to us before they walk away?
How?
I'm just gonna be like, excuse me, before you go, we're looking for an elf.
Yeah, he doesn't turn around at all. He just points as he continues to walk. It's the
Where do you
building that's
point?
got the purple and silver trimmed flags out front.
I knew it. Okay. I just kind of point to the fancy, gaudy looking flag, and I'm just like, I think he's there.
You talking about Thorgrim?
The elf we're supposed to give the papers.
So I just think so the guy that we're supposed to do the dealing with is actually inside
He's right here.
Thorgrim's camp.
Yeah, he's right here.
Head that way.
Yeah, let's just head over.
All right. There are no guards stationed out front. Again, this is one of the few huts that have walls, so you can't really see inside. No fire going out of the chimney. Again, you just see these standards out front, deep purple, silver trim. Not something anybody recognizes.
Were there special instructions we were given? No? Okay. Is there a door? Or is it just...
Yeah, there's a door there.
I'm gonna knock.
All right. You reach out to knock, and you are thrown back by just this shock of electricity that runs through the hand that contacts the wood. There's just this electrical discharge. Take 4 points of damage as you're just hurled back.
Live
Oh,
of warding.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, your hand is sizzling a little bit. Have the smell of cooked meat coming off of it. And it's a little numb.
I mean, wood doesn't conduct electricity, so we could use a 50-foot pole to knock on the door. Yes.
Yeah, after that eruption of power, actually, the door opens from the inside.
Oh, they're
you
going to come and see what's off their
yeah,
alarm.
you see an elf. He's wearing chain. He's got some plate pieces. He's got a helmet on. You see, like he's pouring down in sweat. The temperature here is tropical. You got a little bit of wind off the ocean, but it's really hot. This elf just kind of peeks out the door. None of you guys are elves, so he's going to assume actually that Oak, being of an orcish demeanor, might be the ones leading you here. So in trade, in common, what do you want?
Well, we were sent here by Tellish
Yeah,
with some
just as soon as you
information.
say Tellish, he throws both doors open and steps out and just kind of waves you in.
I go on in after picking myself up off the floor and dusting myself off.
Sure.
Chalish give us a ring or something to identify him?
Yeah, he gave you his
Yeah,
ring to prove
thought so.
that you came from him. So when you
Yeah.
step in,
I've got it on a necklace, so I'll just kind of hold it up.
they've made some attempts to make it a bit more homey in here. There are rugs thrown out on the ground so that you're not stepping on sand. They've covered a few things with tapestry, so the inside is more colorful. There's a big wooden slab set on two barrels that an elf behind is using for like a desk, and he's got several scrolls out, and he's been pinning at it. This isn't a more elderly elf. You guys all know how slow elves do age. This one is his long hair is streaked with white. He's actually got facial hair that's streaked with white. You can see wrinkles around his eyes. Elves typically aging is difficult to see for most people in an elf, but this one is old by any standard that you have ever seen an elf before. He's got several rings on each of his fingers, and he's in the middle of scribing a passage as he looks up, and he looks over. There's two more guards in here. He nods at one. One of the guards, again, dressed in this chain and helmet, and it looks like he's boiling inside of the armor. He stands up and says, "Have you any proof you've come from Tellish? Some
This
bit of
and I pull off
his
the
ring.
necklace.
Very
Gave
well."
this to us before he died.
He nods and he says, "Present the paperwork to my master," who at this point is sprinkling the sand on the letter, and he's blowing on it, and he seems to be putting away the scrolls and the pens. Folds his hands, lays it on the desk.
I believe there was a bit of a discussion about coin first.
Yeah, so Oak, he looks directly at you, and there's a lot of things laying on this desk that he's set up, and he just takes his left hand, and there's a small chest, and he flips the lid open, and inside you can see just stacks of rectangular gold ingots. We have the payment.
Would I have any
May
idea
I?
about how much 800,000 gold was said? And
Need to get a little closer to look to see what's in there.
I might have an idea on that.
Yeah,
yeah,
give me an
I probably,
intelligence check.
look over at Tristan. Like,
Yeah.
is that enough?
Yeah,
I'm
Tristan.
probably the only one of us who has seen 800,000.
Yeah, go ahead and
Or
give
knows
me
how to
a.
count?
Int, you said. Okay, here's an intelligence check. Yeah, that's a high success.
Okay, good. It's not all gold. There's some platinum in there, and it looks like, and you haven't approached yet, but it looks like there's a few bags in there as well. Given general shape and size, you're thinking there's probably gems. Might be that much money. Might be.
Possibly. So we would actually have to get it out and count it in front of them in order to be sure. But I mean, it
I'll
looks okay.
go get the papers if you guys want to count it and double check. By the time I get back from the ship, you'd probably be through it all.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Common mercenaries. I was
Oh.
expecting better from Tellish. Count your gains. And he just kind of pushes
I'll
the
do
chest
it.
in front of
We
you.
didn't know what to expect. I'm sorry. I mean, if you had had the week we had had, then
Well,
you would
considering
be
he
counting
tried to
it.
kill us also.
Yeah.
Twice.
He is an assassin. It is his stock in trade.
Was.
Understandable. That's
Oh.
why we didn't kill him.
He's passed along then.
When
The
you say
master of
passed
this
along,
camp.
Yeah, so everybody's like kind of talking over each other. And
Sorry.
yeah, no.
Go on, Oak.
No, I'm telling you, your characters are talking over each other.
No, I was just saying, the master of this camp is who took his life.
Ran afoul to Thorgrim. I see. We have a paid understanding for the next few days ourselves.
Well,
And I was just saying, when you say passed along, I mean, are you talking metaphorically or literally?
I don't know what tricks he had up his sleeve. If he is physically gone, I don't know. I know his mistress, he was favored amongst her minions. Maybe he had contingencies. It's
I
possible.
mean, your use of the word up his sleeve. I mean, that leads me to believe things as well. So I don't know whether you're hinting at it in some way or.
I've had business dealings with Tellish. He has provided me with information that has brought you here, information I dearly would like to get my hands on. So count your coins, bring me my papers.
yep, I'll go get it right now. I'll be right back. Thank you so much for your understanding and patience with us. We'll get this done as quickly as possible. I know your time is important. And I leave and go get the papers.
All right. Dion, roll a d6 as you leave, and we'll get back to
Oh
you.
no.
You get ambushed.
Oh
You're
no.
attacked by four
4.
dinosaurs.
Velociraptors. It's just, it's just over quick. All right. So you pull the ingots out of the chest. They're not in, they're not coins. It's not in a form that you've seen before, but they've melted gold and platinum down into these thin rectangular bars. They fit well in the chest. By hefting them, you're able to feel that, there's probably upwards of half of what you're expecting in these bars of platinum and gold. But then when you go to the pouches, make me another intelligence check.
Yes, that is. I wanted to check they were real. Not, you know. That is dead on.
Oh, wow. There's rubies, diamonds, emeralds. They're very they're uncut stones. You judge their worth. This makes up maybe another quarter of the fee. And that's not even being. It's like you might be able to get more than that from this, but on just an average to low average resale, that's about another quarter, and then the last bag. All right, when you open this bag, there are 4 oblong stones in it. They're not gemstones. You're actually not quite sure what they are.
Ion stones. Player knowledge.
Well, I will ask.
Player guess.
I mean, what are these stones? We're not from around here?
Pick one up.
I'll pick one up random.
Okay. You hold it in your hand, and just, it's unusually heavy for the size of it. It begins to pick up a little bit of your body heat. It becomes warm in your hand and starts to glow softly. And it raises up out of your hand, and it starts an orbit, a very lazy, slow orbit over your head. Magical. I'm afraid we couldn't come up with the full amount, but those should more than compensate for the quarter or so of the entire amount.
Sorry, I'm not magically inclined. I never studied up on it. What do these do?
Different things. Those 4 in particular, we picked for the most general use. He points to a barrel in the room. Pick it up.
Okay, I guess I go over. I mean,
It's like a 1-ton barrel. It's a full-size barrel. It's filled with some kind of liquid. There's no way in hell you can pick that up. At least that's what you're thinking to yourself.
yet somehow I manage it with the circling stone
Yes.
around my head.
Yeah. So if you approach it and you try it, you're able to lift.
Okay.
It's still a struggle, but you're able to lift it and actually press it over your head, put it down.
I am one of the weediest people you have ever seen. The fact that I am doing that now is probably proof of something. Great. Okay, I think looks good. I think we're going to be accepting these then.
Will that suffice for our full compensation?
guess so. I mean, it looks like.
How much is their total? You got 4 ion
I
stones,
think
and
we asked for 8. I think we were going for 800,000, and there are 4 iron stones.
so 4 ion stones and how much coin?
There's
3/4 of that,
roughly.
so 600.
Yeah, there you go.
So these would have to be worth 200,000.
I have no idea if they are or not. But still, 600 coin is
Quite a lot.
Hmm.
How big and heavy is this chest? Is it just a small
Oh,
portable chest?
it's a smallish chest, but gold is heavy, as is platinum. So it's fairly dense.
Okay, fine.
we got crew to come back and carry stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We might need them, yeah.
So Dion, as you leave, you are approached by some of Thorgrim's men. You recognize these orcs from back when you were on his sub. And they kind of just leisurely walk up to you, but they kind of break apart as they get near you and kind of surround you, just very leisurely, but they're all around you.
Oh, good afternoon, gentlemen.
It might be.
What
Thorgrim
can
wants
I do
to know.
for you?
Thorgrim wants to know if you've been paid.
We're working it out right now. I'm going to get the thing to deliver.
He kind of looks sideways to each of his men. How much you get paid?
I honestly don't know. Nobody's told me the amount. I'm just getting the stuff.
Give me a charisma check.
Where is it? There it is. Okay. Boop. That's a high success, an 8 out of 11.
All right. He gets his face really close to you, obviously trying to intimidate you, and he's kind of searching your eyes. Really nice charisma check there. So he backs off a little bit and says, make sure Thorgrim gets paid. He backs off a little bit, but they don't leave your immediate area. So what do you do?
I nod to him and I say, by my word, as a warrior, we will pay him.
They laugh a little when you say that. Just a small chuckle.
I mean, you saw me arm wrestle those guys back there. I have a little strength in me.
Oh man, roll a d100 and tell me high or low before you roll it.
Think one of these is that guy.
Low.
Okay.
Low. Yes.
Wow. Yeah, so the guy behind you just rubs his arm and he looks at the other guys and says,
she kind of just like flexes just slightly and just like flashes a smile to the guy who's like rubbing his arm and it's just like, you know what, I'll buy a round of drinks for us if we're still in town later on, just for the good show and good faith, but I gotta go get this done. This guy's waiting and he doesn't seem to like to wait.
all right.
Thanks,
Yeah.
though.
So one of them says, you bring Thorgrim's money, you bring the alcohol too.
Absolutely. And I go off.
Okay.
I'm
They
gonna-
follow you to the shore. Like, they give you a respectable amount of distance. It's not like they're right on you.
Mhm.
It looks like they're very carefully like looking you over to see if maybe you've got gold stashed. You know. You get on and all right. So do you come back with the scrolls?
I'm gonna come back with the scrolls and like 3 guys
Okay.
just
3
to help us
yeah.
carry the stuff.
Sure. Are they armed or not armed?
I'm gonna have them armed, yeah. Just,
You want them to
mildly,
bring-
nothing intimidating, just casual armed.
So no crossbows, swords, and
No,
daggers? Okay.
Just swords, daggers.
All right, good enough. Yeah, so you get 3 burly guys to come with you. Meanwhile, inside, sure, Tristan, assuming that, you don't know a lot about magic, but magic things tend to cost a lot from what you've seen in bazaars and certain shops. You also feel like you like personally might be able to wrangle a better deal out of the gemstones and they would be worth more. So you might actually come out more than you expect.
I don't say that blatantly in front of the
Mhm.
person we're doing the deal with, but yeah. keep that in mind to tell everybody else when we get back to the boat.
Okay. NPC,
So,
you show up
the
with
thumbs up or whatever.
Yeah, so you guys wait, kind of, it's kind of an uncomfortable silence after you figured out that, yeah, this is probably enough money. Everyone's just kind of staring and waiting when NPC comes in with,
So how much did you have to pay for the protection here for the week or whatever?
Thorgrim drives a hard bargain, but he sticks to the bargains he makes. We'll not discuss what we paid. I hope you have some sense of security yourself, as when this box leaves my tent, it is no longer my property.
So this is a tent rather than a hut.
Well, hut.
All
Sorry.
right, because
yeah.
now I was just imagining,
Yeah.
right, we pick up the 4 poles of the tent.
And we just move the whole thing, stick
And
it
then
on the boat and go. Yeah.
Exactly, and then it's, we're never leaving the tent, so we're never outside of your protection.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right.
NPC, you're back. The orcs that were watching waited for you to come back to shore, and they kind of followed you. Again, not so close that they're crowding you, but they're definitely just kind of waiting.
Alright, I'm gonna oops. I'm gonna head back to the tent, and I'm gonna have the guys wait outside.
Yeah,
Because I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to bring them in unwanted.
Mhm.
So I just show back up, and I go inside, and I present the bottle.
All right. You'll take it. This whole time, the guards haven't called him anything other than master, and he hasn't offered his name. He starts to look through the scrolls, nods here and there, and you see him. He pulls out. It's like a long rectangular piece of ruby, and he lays it on one of the pages and seems to be just scrolling it up and down, looking at it. And he nods, and he says, "Take your payment. This will be sufficient." There's a small, I wouldn't say cook fire, but just a small like jar that's next to him that's been, it's had a little bit of smoke coming out of it. He thought maybe incense. But he drops a few chunks of wood into it, and it starts to blaze up again. And you see that he's starting to take some of the documents and burn them.
Nothing to do with us.
Yep.
I mean, we suspected this might happen anyway, but hey, I'm good with that.
If you need assistance in the future, look us up.
He looks up and he says, possibly. If you manage this deal through Telesh, you might be very useful. Where could we find you if we need you?
Kind of homeless at the moment, except for our ship.
We're currently looking for new areas to go to, preferably places that won't kill us instantly like we've been going to lately. But
Well,
Or trying.
if you speak to Thorgrim, buy some protection, it's not too costly, but you'll have to deal with him. You would be able to stay here for a while, reprovision. I'll need a few days to go through all of this, but I may have a job if you are interested after. If not, then I thank you for your services. Another paper gets burned.
would we be able to leave this chest here for a moment? I think it might be wise for us to ask for protection from Thorngrim.
He gets
before we
a
leave
smile on
regardless.
his.
And I kind of lean into the other guys and I just whisper, "The orcs are outside waiting for
How many?
us. They followed me, like 4, 5, 6. I don't remember.
So
There
the
was a
elderly
lot.
elf
They
gets
were
a
tall.
big smile on his face. He says, "Smart too. Yes, you may leave this here. Within this hut, it is my property. When you remove it, it's yours to defend. So you're welcome to come and go as you please."
Well, since you seem honest on this aspect, then if something happens, you can tell Thorgrim what the situation was. And I'm gonna reach over, or I'm like, Tristan, since you count better than me, give me what was it? It was 5,000, wasn't it what we offered?
I believe that was the price. Yeah.
I think you wanted half.
No, I
think
wasn't
you said
negotiating
half.
half.
Yeah, it was like
Did not
10,000.
negotiate a
Yeah.
percentage.
No, it was not a percentage. It was a flat 10,000 is what he wanted.
Was it? I
Oh,
thought it was
was it?
5,000. Say
Oh.
I was gonna double it. Say, yeah, go ahead and do that anyway. Give me 20 grand out of there.
Sure.
Yep.
I work it out, and I try to work it out in the smallest number of coins needed.
Well, the smallest number of anything would be gems, but if you want to work it out in coins, you
Yeah,
give
in
them.
actual
Get rid of
money.
the most coin, like if it's in copper. Give it.
Yeah, there's no copper. I mean, it's gold,
Get rid
gold
of the
and
pennies.
platinum bars, and then gemstones.
Just that we can lessen our weight
Yeah.
with this to begin with.
So if you want to pull most
Yeah,
of that from
okay.
the gold bars, that'll lessen the weight quite a bit. Okay, yeah, you figure what roughly. Again, you're doing it by like, yeah, that's about it's about a 5-ounce bar. Okay.
Okay, so y'all wait here with this. I'll since he seemed to get along better with me since I'm part orcish. He didn't really seem to like y'all.
NPC,
You,
you also notice, because of what you were told from the orcs earlier, you're looking around here and you do notice that there are several full kegs of wine. Your nose tells you wine. You were asked to bring the alcohol after all.
I kind of point to one of the wine barrels and I'm like, is that elvish wine?
One of the guards will just nod.
How much for a barrel of that? I've always been curious and I need to bring some alcohol for friends later.
600,000 gold.
The guard looks over to his master, and he says, "Oh well, we're not going to take it with us. And as my master now has what he came for, we'll be leaving soon. So take it."
Much appreciated. And I kind of go, can I lift it or
No,
no?
not alone. Not alone.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
Tristan
yeah, use
can.
one of these.
Yeah, I assume you put the stone back. If it's still revolving around your head, then that's fine.
I'll just look over to
I don't know how
Oh.
to turn it off.
and I'll just be like, let me come with you and I'll bring this. They wanted me to bring some booze. It might sweeten the deal if I bring it early.
Okay, so I'm assuming he can let me have a sack or something. Put this in.
Or, I mean, you would have one of your own. You can just
Okay.
slide them into there if you want.
Throw it over my back and just walk straight out.
Yes,
with
indeed,
them.
there are 4 orcs just kind of standing around outside. These are more of the larger ones that you saw in the sub. And as you're heading directly towards Thorgrim's, I take it, they don't
Yeah.
hassle you. They just kind of make a guard behind you, several steps back, and just follow you. Is Fiber the only one going?
I'm going with them.
I think you're trying to roll that barrel out, wouldn't you?
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll ask for quick
course, we've got two
assistance
of our
to roll the
people there,
barrel
too.
outside. And
Actually, Richard, you never did answer me. Do you still have that stone revolving around your head? If so, you could lift it yourself and take it.
I was gonna say, I don't know how to turn it off. I've never used these things before.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you're leaving it rotate above you, then you pick up the cask. I mean, it's not easy, but it's certainly more than you could have ever done before.
These
Right.
things are great.
I
You should
kind
try one out.
I
You
point
say
to
if one
the-
does that, then you throw all 4 of them up there.
I point to the orcs as we leave to Tristan. I'm just like, you can give them the barrel. They can deal
Alright,
with it.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And I'm
Yeah.
just
I
like,
mean,
here you go, boys. Enjoy some wine.
you see the snout nose come
I
up, and
brought the booze.
they smell the wine, and they'll take over it. It's like, oh, good. Feast with us tonight.
I was gonna say, don't get drunk until after.
Absolutely. First round of arm wrestlings is free on me.
Same guy. You march up to Thorgrim's. There are guards outside, mostly out of armor. Again, it is just incredibly hot and humid, and is wearing as little as possible as you come up. They stand up from a bench Thyber, I guess you're the one marching forward. So
Yeah.
what do
Is
you
it
say?
one of the ones that was guarding the tent entrance when we first met him that threw the spear at me?
It's one of the ones that you had seen in the sub, so kind of knows who you are. So as you march up, he just calls in, and they don't stop you.
Okay. Just walk right in.
Okay. This is a circular affair. It's thatched roof. It's partially enclosed, like the back area has wooden timbers, but the sides are got canvas that have been pulled back so that there's a little bit of a breeze going in here. Thorgrim is sitting on a throne made of bits of stone that have just been kind of piled together and annealed with something, and he's just kind of sitting on it, big goblet in one hand, big haunch of something in the other. As you're coming forward, he just kind of grunts, and one of the humans that are part of his crew comes forward, and he's going through, and he gets out a quill, and he gets out a piece of vellum, and he says, what are you bringing our master?
I'm not bringing my master anything.
Thorgrim throws a stone, hits the guy on the side of the head. He says, what are you bringing, Thorgrim?
Like as promised, plus some extra. It was an easy deal. We made what we wanted, and for your hospitality and our safekeeping here for a few days.
So
extra.
How much are you putting forward?
20,000.
20,000. Okay.
So we've doubled what we agreed upon.
All right. So he calls back to Thorgrim. Thorgrim takes.
I'm ignoring this dude. I'm talking straight to Thorgrim.
Right. So but the guy does yell out how much. Thorgrim takes a big bite out of the haunch, and then he does this, and the guy puts the slabs of gold into his paw, and he looks at them, kind of thumbs it a little bit, still holding it in his hand. He looks over at you, Thyber. Interesting. Not seen coins like this before. Where do these come from?
Elven make, as far as I know. I'm not a coinsmith.
Yes, this buys my protection. Pick a hut. 5 days.
Thank
Food, water, protection. If you wish to go through the gates, you may come back as you will.
Many thanks.
Yeah, and he clenches the gold and kind of just drops it in the pouch. And as you turn, he says, "Have you ever been a pirate? It's a good life."
I just stop. I don't even turn around for a second. Then that slow kind of like look over my shoulder, and then turn back around. I'm like, no, I haven't. But as long as we've been on the ship, it does seem like a pleasing thing to learn.
Wait, we're not pirates?
NPC's like,
loud.
really?
Genuinely confused.
First
Like,
I've heard about this. I mean, the manual
thought we
clearly says we're pirates.
I was a slave. I got picked up onto a ship. I've been fighting stuff on the seas. We're not pirates.
When have we stolen
Wait.
anything from other ships?
Well, you
we
stole the ship.
That just makes us thieves.
Isn't that if pirates are just thieves on the water?
I guess we're pirates.
Well, Thorgrim nods. As we feast tonight, join us. Maybe become part of the crew. Much money to be made here.
I kind of make like a little gesture for like permission to speak to Thorngrim.
Yeah, he's
Quick.
I mean, he's directing this at Thyber, but he's not looking over anyone at this point.
Yeah.
I see you make the gesture, and I just kind of chuckle.
Can I approach and talk a little quietly to you, sir?
Can you?
May I? I approach and I just lean in a bit, and I'm like, off the record, if somebody wanted to woo and earn the favor of an orc, how would one go about doing so?
Oh man,
I've already bested him in an arm wrestling competition. I figured showing my strength would be a good idea, but now he just seems scared of me.
He chuckles a little bit and says, "If you've already beaten him in combat, he's already yours. Just claim him."
I kind of smile real big and go, I like that. I like that. Okay. All right. Being an orc's cool.
You would fit into the crew.
I'm gonna march out with my head held high and my shoulders all back, like all puffed up chest, like hell yeah, I'm gonna get me some.
All right, yeah. So you're invited to the feast tonight. You're told to pick one of the empty huts. You've got 5 days that you've bought for protection, food, water.
How big are these huts? How many people could fit in them?
A dozen easily.
All right, so we could do a rotating thing for the crew.
Yeah,
as well.
and you can pick one that's just has a roof and no sides, or you can pick one that has actual wooden sides. The ones that don't have sides have canvas that can be wrapped around it.
Cool.
I don't know. It's we're in a tropical environment. It might be nice where you can roll up the sides a little bit.
Yeah, get some air. I mean, as long as we're not keeping anything valuable there.
Yeah, that would be on the ship.
Yeah, I know we asked for protection, but honestly, I think it might be a good idea if we just get the hell out of here as soon as we can.
Oh, we got 5 days. Might as well restock and explore a little bit.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, so do we just go back and take our stuff back to the ship and...
Your orc entourage is not following you anymore. Now that you've basically bought protection, you're just considered like anyone else here now.
Where's my buddy?
All of you guys do occasionally see that there are attempts by something. It's hard to see from down where you are to breach the walls where orc archers and some of these cat people as well are just hammering whatever is out there with arrows, crossbow bolts. You notice that there are even small like catapults on top of some of the flatter rocks. So, Dion, if your character passes it outside, yeah, the one guy that you beat in arm wrestling is out there.
I'm
He's
just gonna meet eyes with him and just go.
He's like, oh. All right. So you find one of the huts. What do you do? What do you do about the chest of money now?
I'll go help carry him back to the ship.
Yeah, we got the 3 pirates too with us, so they'll help.
Okay. No
Just-
one. Go ahead, Richard.
I mean, just out of interest, do we trust the people on our ship to not run off with it? I assume we do. Yeah.
Now, if they run off with it, then we're going to join the pirate crew and we're going to go hunt them down and take it back.
But then we have to split it with the pirate crew.
And we'd
that's
still
okay.
come out with money.
Yeah.
This is more money than I'd ever see in 10 lifetimes, dude. Like,
God,
I'm not worried about
I used
it.
to sleep on this sort of money. I mean,
What are you, a dragon?
no.
So
No.
the crew as a whole, you guys have the cash. What I'm going to do for experience is everyone that was involved in that transaction is going to get a part of that experience. Okay. So whether they're here today or not, they're going to get part of that
That's not a
experience.
Hmm.
No, I want all of it for just us. No.
Yeah, no troubles. No one seems to bother you. You bring the trunk aboard your ship. Yeah, there's the hue and like, yeah, money. Throw that in one of the rooms and let's take turns diving into it.
not. I mean, it's in a small chest. If you try to dive into it, you're gonna crack your
And they're
head open.
solid bars. They're not coins.
Yeah,
You're
they
not
should,
Scrooge McDuck.
I think we've treated the captain and crew good so far. They should earn a bit more loyalty as well, getting them from cuts.
Mhm.
Should we just give them 10,000 to split? Isn't there only like 10 of them with the
Now
captain?
there's more than that, isn't there? I thought we had a
I
full
thought
crew.
the
Yeah.
pirates.
Let's do a head count.
Well, some of the villagers stayed back,
Mhm.
is what I'm saying. And I know some of the villagers came with us, but we
Yeah,
don't
and
have
you've
like
also
20
got
people
like
anymore.
all the PC characters that were part of this that are still around
Now,
as well.
you want to
Yeah.
pay them like weekly because then they just get too rich and they want to stay in the next port we hit and never come back. You got to keep them working for it.
I assume you've already worked out some kind
That's
of deal with the
capitalism.
captain and what crew came along, and then the rest of the people on board is your stable of NPC characters essentially.
Now the
So-
captain may get a big chunk up front because then he divvies it out.
Mm-hmm. And you still have a hole of goods once you get to a place
Yeah,
where
we
you
got
can
the
trade
alcohol.
them. Yeah, and alcohol.
No, I mean that's what we were trading, wasn't it? Wasn't it alcohol?
Bolts of cloth,
Oh,
alcohol,
lots of different. Okay,
yeah.
fine.
Scented oils. There's a few, like really interesting bits of commodity in there.
All right.
Yeah, the bolts of cloth in particular are spider silk, so they're those are probably going to go for a fair amount.
Yeah. We might need to think about buying protection from Cyber again. Once we leave the bay, that he doesn't attack the ship immediately as soon as we leave. Thorgrim, sorry. Cyber. That's you. You don't do that either.
Well, of course, let's see how how dinner goes. Maybe we
Oh,
strike
yeah.
a bargain
I mean-
and we become part of the crew.
Be interesting just seeing what's here.
Yep.
Seeing what life is here.
Well, if you don't have anything else you want to do, you bring your chest of gains on board. Put them out. You might put them in other chests, hide it, whatever you want to do. Who goes back to shore? Are you going to let your men come out and feast?
Keep
Yeah.
a skeleton crew on board and
Mhm.
then rotate
say
them out
the-
by day or something.
Yeah, the captain and whoever he wants to choose, who he thinks has been working hard enough.
Well, he'd like to
Earn it.
rotate them out because he needs some to be left on board because there are things to be seen to, so that your ship stays in good order.
We'll tell them, look, we got 5 days here, so
Mhm.
everybody gets a turn on land
Yeah.
at some point for
Yeah, he'll do it
games
by
or
day
whatever.
then. So he'll
Yeah.
rotate them in and out by day. So, all right, if you guys do nothing else during the day, again, the days here are hot and humid. The air off the ocean helps a little bit, but for those of you that are not from very hot climates, it's just miserable. it really is. Is anybody wearing anyone wearing armor? Period. This is a problem.
I'm gonna say I left the banded armor on the ship when I realized how hot it was to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm staying over there, I'll have it in the tent,
Sure.
but I want to have it where it's accessible.
Can somebody ping the tent that you guys are going to choose? You can basically choose any one you want. That's fine. Other than
Where's our boat?
that's the
I was gonna say,
one
we
where the
kicked
elf is.
Fiverr out of his
Yeah.
tent and choose, not Fiverr.
Yeah, we're taking the elf tent.
That's all.
Which one did we take?
Somebody pinged.
Yeah, I don't know who
I
pinged.
didn't see. Oh, I think that was
That
Bert. who
That was
pinged,
me.
I
This is the elf's
Yeah.
tent.
Okay, that's
think.
elf.
All right.
And
yeah,
where's our boat? Is that?
this one. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying something like that. Not too close to the wall.
Well, your ship
but-
is out here anchored offshore, so that you're not going to ruin the boat.
Yeah, that sounds like a good one.
All right,
Agree.
this one.
Yeah.
That way it's
Near
not
enough,
right
it's not
close
right
to the
at
wall.
the outwall. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Wait, which one? I'm sorry.
Ping.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Well, the rest of the day then goes by pretty uneventfully.
I want to know what was attacking the wall at some point.
You want to climb up
I
on a
just
wall
wanna
and
go
look?
over there and go, hey, what are you defending us against? We would like to know this.
Yeah, everybody is actually fine, and nobody is like standoffish at all. If you come up and talk, they explain to you that there are some really large lizards that come and make an attempt at the walls. They must smell the food that's been put in stores here. They just kind of point down at there's like one of the large lizards laying at the ground that they managed to kill. Think T-Rex, Richard. So yeah,
We couldn't see it over these walls.
actually these walls are quite high.
I was going to
Yeah.
say they must be
Yeah.
huge.
The
Wow,
gate
alright.
is 20 feet high, and the gate itself doesn't come quite to as high as the stones do.
All right, okay. Wow. I mean, I'm impressed.
Yep. Yeah, and so you just get somebody. It's actually we'll say it's one of the cat folks, and they tell you that this occasionally they get these large lizards trying to break in because they smell the food cooking. It drives them wild. They try to come through here. Occasionally, other things come. Don't really know what else to call them. Some things fly. You'll need to, if you hear the bells ringing, get underneath something. There are some flying reptiles that will swoop down and just snag you off the ground.
Okay, all right. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
We kind of need to know that.
And make me a charisma check.
Right. Pow. That is a failure.
Okay. That's basically all you get. Just
Yeah.
she explains like just what's going on. There's people always manning the walls. The things are large enough. They've clear cut trees to the north of the camp enough that they can see them coming easily enough. The big problem is the flying ones. You don't get a lot of warning. So if you hear a bell, find cover somewhere. Anyone else kind of just wandering around and checking things out?
Yeah, from the if we can get up on the walls first, just to kind of get a lay of the land.
Sure. So what you're seeing is they clear cut most of the jungle to the north of here. You can see there's a trail that's been worn into the undergrowth going up towards the north. To the east and west, they haven't cut back a lot of the trees, just enough that they can see if anything is coming out there. An NPC, if you are just kind of wandering around as well, you find that in the camp here to the south and east, there's a group of humans here. They look like they are curing skins of some of these dinosaurs. They've got like a little butchering operation going up where they're cutting and drying the meats as well.
Okay. You said they're doing something with skins?
Yeah, they're skinning the creatures and drying them like you would to make leather armor, for instance, or scraping out the inside of hides. So it's pretty smelly down here, but the breeze is blowing away from the camp. Like they've got several pits in the ground full of urine and stuff that you use to create hide with.
Could I see if I can learn any leather working while I'm here? Or
Sure. What languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Undercommon, and Modron.
Right. So in trade or common tongue, you find that these guys they're here. This is what they're doing here. Sometimes they buy the hides from Thorgrim and his crew, but often they go out and hunt smaller of these lizards. They make really good hide armor, and the armor is very decorative that sell for quite a bit back in the mainland or in the Isles.
Okay, cool. I know I have some like blacksmithing skills. I don't have leatherworking skills yet, so that's why I was curious about that. But
Yeah, these guys
Yeah.
don't do anything with the leather other than cure them and make them usable by leathersmiths. So you're not really going to learn a lot about working with leather, other than how you cure leather properly.
Well, all right. Is there like a forge around here at all? They got anyone working?
They
on
have
it?
a small forge because they got to keep their knives sharp to do the skinning. Also, make
Oh,
me a
yeah.
charisma check.
Absolutely. Boop. That's 1 over.
Okay. Yeah, I mean they talk to you, but they don't. They're not really offering anything more than that. They seem to be more involved in what they're doing. You do find that they're here for a month. They collect what they can, and then they go back and sell it. The particular like accent of trade tongue that they're speaking is actually a little familiar to you. Like they must not be from too far outside of what you used to call home.
Where are you guys originating from? Your tongue sounds really familiar.
Hmm.
Cause where was my character from? Their originating area?
You were somewhere in. Let's go back to the main Greyhawk map here. Can you guys see that now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I picked up Lamar for
yeah,
my guy.
you got all of your characters are somewhere from this coast to Greyhawk. His accent sounds familiar enough, and he tells you that they come from Ulick, which is this area of the map here. So they're actually not too far from the area that you guys hail from.
Wow, really close to home than I thought. How's everything going back at the homeland?
Same old, you know,
Hmm.
saber rattling, signs of war here and there, like it's been for a while now. Nothing impressive.
Huh, okay. Well, maybe I'll see you guys around. Those leathers look really cool. I may buy some before you head out.
You can make some coin by getting some of your own. Smaller
Hmm.
lizards aren't difficult to kill. They hunt in packs, though, so be wary if you're going out
Ah,
there.
got it.
And the
Thank you very
leathers are very
much.
interesting. Some of the skins have like multicolored bands on them. They would make very interesting suits of leather or otherwise. So you guys spend your day kind of just checking things out, looking around. Through the day, some parties do come and go through the main doors there, bringing in, again, more larger lizards. Some larger ape-like creatures, too. And you do see more of these feline characters about as well.
I'm gonna make my way over to that forge.
Yeah, again, it's just
Offer.
small. It's just a small forge, just enough for them to
Mhm.
keep their tools sharp. But
Yeah,
yeah, they'd say, yeah, go ahead, use it if you need.
I'm just gonna volunteer to help out. Just an extra hand. People get tired, cycle in and out, make myself useful in the camp. Small talk with the boys,
Okay.
locker room talk. Talk about the guy I'm gonna smash later.
Well, if you were going to spend some time with them and you offered just to do help just because you want to help, they
Hmm.
do offer a few bits of other information. Thorgrim doesn't charge anything for, like, if you go out and try to make a profit off the land here, all that Thorgrim asks is a share of the meat. Like, keep the hides, whatever else you find. You do have to pay protection money for him to him to use the camp, but he's not asking for anything other than meat from anything that people bring back. You do
Okay.
also hear that some people have brought back riches, like they've found veins of ore, gemstones. Thorgrim seems to be okay with people doing some mining as long as they're paying for the protection.
Mhm. Okay, good to know.
Yep. And Thorgrim himself, his own parties go out to do a bit of hunting and mining as well. So there you go. All right, if you guys don't want to do anything else, as night comes, it does cool off quite a bit to the point where people do get a little bit on the chill side and start putting on more clothing. You start seeing campfires go up all over the place. You start smelling this meat roasting, root vegetables roasting. Just everybody seems to have a fire pit out and they're all cooking up just meats. And it doesn't look like anyone is like, oh, this is just for my camp. Like everyone's walking from camp to see what everyone's cooked up, and everyone seems to be just sharing food. A few places have alcohol. But right now, the person that has the most is right in front of Thorgrim's tent, which is your big elven wine barrel, which they've just, pulled the top off, and people are just coming and dumping their mugs in to fill up. So it's just a big free for all. It's well lit. There's torches everywhere. The torches, you're told, are not just for light, but the scent of the oil they're burning keeps away really large insects that like to feed off of people. So there you
Is it
go.
wrong that
Yeah.
my first thought was, well, that is a way to spread infectious disease.
Yeah,
Dumping
not a
cups in
single
there.
mask in sight.
Yeah.
God.
Come on, alcohol is self cleaning, man.
Yep.
It's self cleaning.
Right. There's no ship here for the elf, is there?
No.
So they must be waiting for someone else to come by so they can leave. Yeah, interesting, but still.
Or he's got other means of travel.
Then they wouldn't be worried about taking the barrels of wine with them. They can just transport some other way.
Magic.
Right.
If it was, yeah. Oh well, yeah, fun games for the evening,
At some
I guess.
point, you hear music as various folks are playing on flutes or banging on drums, and it's just a big happy din as everyone is going around eating from tent to tent, seeing what different people have made. Some of the travelers have added spices that are interesting. Others are, overcooked or undercooked, etc. Thorgrim's tent is thrown wide. He seems to be out feasting. Later into the night, he brings out these two enormous drums and he starts doing a thing on that as he's drinking. There's one of his servants is just basically doing a beer bong where they're just funneling him alcohol as he's beating on these drums. You're encouraged to mingle with his crew. Each of them will tell you a little bit of what they're experiencing working under Thorgrim. Thorgrim is he's not actually a pirate. For the most part, he doesn't go after vessels. He's more of just a businessman in general. Any opportunity that he can make a good profit on, he's not going to turn down. Pirating happens when things are lean, but not so much otherwise. They've been here for almost a year now. They've been making a lot of good profit off of this place. Thorgrim has miners that apparently have found veins of gold and silver that they're just starting to tap. And he's been getting a little complacent. But since there's so much meat, the only thing that his crew is really complaining about is the fact that they haven't been able to find a good substitute for a good ale or a good grog. They're low on alcohol. A lot of the native fruits tend to kill people, and they're not very good fermented. So that's like the big trade item. If you come here and you've got stocks of alcohol, you can definitely get a good bargain for the protection of the camp. You hear from others that are here that he does act. It's not like you're paying this much just so that you aren't being attacked. His crew does actually protect people. Anytime there is someone goes out and they're lost and word makes it back that, hey, help, our party is trapped, he does send people out to try and help. If he thinks the odds are not so good, he's not stupid, but he makes an attempt to help out where he can. So seems like he's got a good operation going on. His crew seem to be very happy. Some of them are getting a little antsy about being in one place for so long, but the food's good, the money's good. There's not a lot of complaint. If you got any specific questions, go ahead and ask. So again, this is just like a big party.
I have one thing in my mind and one thing only. And I'm going to find my little mouse. And she's gonna swig down, like she's gonna just chug a glass of elven wine like real quick. Just slam the glass on the table, shatter it in the process, and just go over to the guy and just like grab him by the collar of the shirt and bring him in and just be like, "You, me, my tent tonight." And just let him go and leave him there.
Just hangs his head, starts wandering over to the tent.
You need a second tent.
You wait in that tent. You wait in that tent. You just wait in line. All right. Has anyone else got anything going on? Otherwise, go ahead.
I'm going to be drinking tonight, obviously, and I want to get talking to some of the people who have seen the flying creatures and things. And at some point, I think I'm going to say, hey, if we can catch one, yeah, I wouldn't mind trying to ride on one of those things. That'd
Oh,
be great.
you actually hear stories that there's half people on this island, very wild. They're native. They have seen them riding on the backs of these flying lizards before.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if we can get one, but then when there's an attack here, I mean, if we can catch them, then I mean, yeah, I'd love to try doing that. That'd be great. Have we got nets or something? Anybody ever caught any of these things?
They've got fishing nets, but they've never actually tried to catch one that's attacked the base here. Mostly people are just interested in not being plucked
Not
off
being
the
attacked.
ground. Yeah.
Well, how boring are you? Not only not being attacked, but being able to fly on one yourself. Come on. That's where you got to go for it.
Oak, are you doing anything?
I'm gonna be eating and drinking with Thorgrim as much as possible, just to
Yeah.
making good impressions or attempting to.
Thorgrim's got rhythm. He's beating out on his drums. There's lots of dancing around his hut as well. He seems to be enjoying the time with his men. You do see, though, that there's always sober orcs around that just aren't drinking. So he's not letting his guard down entirely. And the walls are manned the entire time. However, Dion, D percentage and
no.
high or low. Tell me high or
We're
low.
gonna- You know, in honor of the holidays before it's midnight, I'm gonna say hi.
Low.
Wah wah.
Okay, so you either have already finished with your your pleasantries for the night, or or you have yet to go in there. Either way, you're still out on the grounds. Everybody, roll me a d6.
6.
6. Come on, Tristan, 6.
Sorry,
shit.
only a 3.
Now, you guys are fine. No one's surprised. The bell ringers were just a little late, so like you hear the first ring of these brass or bronze bells going off. They're like a deep ring sound. It's very sonorous. But before the bell rings, you see shapes coming down very quickly out of the sky, striking and grabbing people and pulling them away. And a few of them are taken away before the bells ring. So you guys aren't surprised. You're not any of them that are taken. What do you do?
Getting me a fishing net. Not catching me one of these things. And I gotta...
All right. Let's find out how drunk Tristan is. Give me a con check.
The answer is not drunk enough. Whatever.
All right. Low. It's a low success. So you're a little tipsy.
No,
Oh,
that
there
was
we
me.
go.
That was the D6. There we go.
Okay.
That is a high success.
Okay. So you're.
Not drunk enough.
I mean, you're feeling good, but it's not impairing. So yeah, if you want to run to the small boats and grab some fishing
Oh yeah.
nets, you can do that.
Catching
Fiber,
these.
what are you doing?
I'm going to drunkenly grab my two-handed sword.
Okay. Thorgrim just reaches over him and grabs this enormous trident that's been near him the whole time. Just kind of looks up with his one eye into the sky. And Dion, what is NPC doing? You're caught out in the open when this goes on as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna. So I left my armor on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
I do have my bow.
'Kay.
I didn't leave that behind. So I'm gonna duck under one of the open canopies, like the open walled canopies, and just stay under it
Sure.
and keep my bow ready in case I can shoot anything if I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Just be ready and arrow knocked and all that.
All right. So let me set the scene for you. There's not much of a moon tonight, and your firelight does, gives you some nimbus of illumination, but the skies are dark. It's really hard to make out these black shapes that are sailing through until they dive, and they come in very fast, swoop down, grab, and leave. That seems to be the point where you're able to do something about it at the time. So Richard, you ran, grabbed some netting. You got some netting in your hand. I'll give you that before we start. Go ahead and roll a d6 for your side. I always ask Richard to do it because he always does miserably on initiative.
It's a 1.
All right. You go first. I'm going to roll a percentage here just to see if it's going to be you guys or if it's going to be someone else in the crowd. Someone else in the crowd. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. One of the cat people, there's just this screech as just out of the sky. You get the impression of black leathery wings, a long kind of oblong head with like a dagger-like bill that kind of stretches out forward, and just this thing dives so fast, grabs one of these cat creatures that shrieks before the head is just cut through, goes rolling away, and the body is taken up into the skies. So it looks like there's about 6 of them, and you're seeing them variously trying to come down, strike. Most of them miss. This one got lucky, got some food for the night. That was their round. What are you guys doing?
Is there anything close enough for me to swing at when they dive down?
I'm going to say, let's see, only one made a hit. One of them was clumsy enough that it actually landed for just a moment. It's not close, though. You can charge it, or if you've got a missile weapon, throw something at it before
I've
it.
got my two-hander.
Okay. You want to charge it?
Sure.
All right, go ahead. Tell you what, make
I
me
need to make a dex check or anything.
make
for
a dex
stun?
check to see if you can get there without it taking off. This will be a charging attack, so your
It's
AC
9
will
out
be a
of
little
15.
less. Let's see, charge is usually a +2 to the hit, right? So 11.
Well, this was my dex check.
Oh, that's your dex check. No, you're fine. Yeah, you get there. Charging in, two-handed
So
weapon
I'm going to
held.
be drunk, though. What's my minus?
You want to be
Minus
drunk?
2? Yeah, I wanna
Yeah,
be-
we'll say it just balances out the charge. You'll still be down on AC next round though. So go ahead and make your attack.
So the charge offsets my drunkenness.
Ooh, that's a
And I
really
miss.
low. Yeah. You swing, miss,
Whew.
and it takes off into the air. Anyone else want to do anything?
I'm going to totally just face plant in the sand. I have to pick myself up.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any visible that I can shoot?
1. It's silhouetted. It's not a great shot. It's going to be -2, but you can take a shot at it.
Oh, how far away is that?
We'll say 20 feet.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take that chance.
Go for it.
So it's all right. Short range is +1.
So you're just
all
-1 to the roll.
Oh, -1 to the roll. Okay.
Yep. Because you're -2 overall. If you get a +1, you're -1 overall.
Okay. And there's the first one.
Oh, that hits.
And there's the second one.
Second one does not. First one does. You did just a point of damage with it, though. Your arrow hits
Yeah.
true, and it goes through one of its long, leathery wings. Doesn't seem to stop it, though. It continues to circle above. And Thorgrim is going to throw... he wings it.
Oh,
He throws the trident into the air. It tears through one of the thing's wings. And then, interestingly enough, though, you see that the trident arcs. It comes back, and he catches it. Richard. Tristan going to do anything?
I want to find 2, I don't know, sticks out of the ground or the huts or something and set up the fishing net between the 2.
Oh, all right.
And I'm going to be
Yeah, I
back.
got you. Okay. Make me a simple dex check to see if you can get it set up this round. Failing doesn't mean you don't. It just means you take longer.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, you get it
Let's
set up. You string it between 2 posts that the leather workers were using to dry hides on. All right. Good enough.
Okay, that'll work.
All right. Next round. Oak, why don't you roll a d6 for your side?
See, that's who we need rolling every round, not
There you
me.
go. All right, you guys are first. Yeah, nothing has come down out of the skies to strike yet, though. Oak, you can hold your action or make yourself to be a target, and then you
yeah.
can...
Say I'm going to pick myself up out of sand, and I'm going to be like, hurling insults, trying to get one to come at me.
All right. Yeah, you're making yourself a target. All right. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm gonna hold an action to fire again.
Okay. And
Wait,
Richard, what is your crazy plan?
Hey, come on, come down here.
Yeah, same thing.
Hit me.
All right, let's start with you two then. You two guys are making yourselves targets by moving around. So, yeah, they're not going to miss that opportunity. They're going to come down to strike. What we're going to do is for you two guys, we're going to do this as, well, I tell you what. Why don't both of you guys make me a dex check? If you make it, you can go before it strikes. If you miss it, it's simultaneous with the creature that's coming down.
Yep, I missed mine.
And if you roll a 20, it's horrible, horrible things.
Yeah. So how did you do, Richard? Oh,
That is dead on.
dead on. Okay. Well, Richard, one is strikes
I
out of the air.
sort of in front of the net, and then
Yeah.
when it comes down, dodge out of the way.
And I
last
think that
second, and then it
17 is
goes down.
perfect for that. We'll say that you die. It's coming right at you, and you wait to the last second to dive out of the way, and it just crashes into the net. I'm going to do the net a little bit of damage here, though, and let's see if it holds or not. Wow, it holds. It holds. Its wings are caught up in the net. It can't seem to get itself free, and you are fine. Fiber, it strikes. You strike. You both go at the same time. So go ahead and give me your attack roll, and it's going to get its in. Oh, it's going to hit.
Yep. And I've got a -2, you said, for drunkenness?
-2 to hit for drunkenness, but no minus to the damage.
Another 5. It's the
Another
same
miss.
damn roll.
Well, it misses too. So it takes a dive, and like as you're swinging, it makes it just veers off instead of coming right at you. Dion, so you can take a shot at the one that just missed Thiber.
Yeah, how far away was it?
Short range.
Alright, so just a -1. Let's pop off 2 shots with the short bow. There's 1.
So miss.
There's 2.
Miss. Okay, so 2
Okay.
misses. Okay. Thorgrim just kind of wades out into the middle of the camp and just is yelling curses at the skies, kind of like what you guys are doing, trying to make one come down at him. One does come down at him. He strikes with a trident, misses, and it misses as well. And now let's see. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. So somebody else gets lifted off the sands, pulled into the night. All right. NPC, why don't you roll for your side?
Alright. D6. Dope.
Right in the middle.
Wait, wrong number. Sorry.
Whoa!
Can't do that.
Right, they go first then. Thiber, do you want to keep the same tactics?
Yep.
Okay, then go ahead and make a dex check to see if you can strike before it does. As the same one circles back and tries to get you. Nope. So
I'm rolling the same shit.
it's a simultaneous, so go ahead and make your attack and it will make its. What's your AC with no
Yeah.
armor?
I've only got a -1 to AC with Dex, so that'd be 9.
Okay, so it hits you and you definitely hit it.
Unless being drunk gives me a little bit extra.
No, it does not. But you hit it, it hits you.
No, I haven't hit yet.
Oh,
I'm trying.
oh, that's right. You rolled the 20 for your dex check. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
-.
Okay, you hit it, and 12 points of damage. Wow, okay. So it comes down, and it grabs your shoulders with its talons, doing those 2 points of damage to you, as it then tries to use its momentum to pull you up into the night, and you strike out with your two-handed sword, and you just behead it. So, its wings, though, are still flapping for a bit. It lifts you up off the sands for just a moment before it just hurls back down into the sand, and its head goes flying off into the night. All right. Richard, there's another one on you. If you want to roll a dex to try to get this one trapped.
Yeah, it's another dex check. Yeah, success.
Okay, it's a
Not high.
success. So you, all right. So it made a good attack. So how do I want to do this? So Are you just going to dive out of the way again like you did before?
No, the one that is tangled up in the net,
Mhm.
I am jumping on his back.
Okay.
If this is a different one, then
yeah.
I'm moving out of the way.
Okay, yeah. So you're just moving out of the way, but you're not trying to entice it into the net with the other one.
No.
Okay. All right. In which case, you make your dex roll. You roll out of the way. What is your armor class?
Without armor, it's gonna be a 7.
7. Okay. Just take a point of damage as its claw just grazes you, but doesn't manage to grab you like it was trying to do. Okay, and then another person gets carried off. All right, your turn now. So, Richard, you've essentially had your turn. You jumped out of the way. Thyber had his turn when it attacked him. Dion, there is
No, I
one.
wanted to jump on the back of the one that was
You can do that now.
caught in the net.
Yeah, you can do that now. Although its wings are caught in the net, so you'll have to take some time to cut them out. But otherwise, you can get on its
Yeah,
back.
that's fine.
Yep. Dion, NPC can have a shot at the one that just missed Tristan.
Okay.
Short range. Because you're catching it just as it's starting to lift off. You're gonna miss again though. Second shot.
Gee.
That'll hit. Small amount of damage though. It just goes through its leathery wings. All right. That's that. And here's Thorgrim. This is +4. Misses. Throws his trident again, and again it returns to him, but he misses. All right. Still 5 of them out there. Dion, roll a d6 for your side.
Okay.
Okay, you guys go first this time. Thyber, if you're doing the same thing, we can just go ahead and get that out of the way. Roll a dex check to see if you can strike it before it comes down.
See if I get another 20 here. Close.
Okay. So simultaneous again. Go ahead. You roll damage, or you roll to hit.
Why can I not roll these crits on the attack roll?
12, 13. So that will hit you. You will miss. Okay. 8 points is solid. So this one gets a really good grip on you. 8 points of damage, and you're lifted off the beach. This will be fun. Richard, you're on the back of one of these creatures. You've just finished freeing its wings, and it takes off into the air. You notice that your friend Thyber has been pulled up by one as well. See, how do I want to do this? Give me a charisma check. Charisma is what they use for animal handling. So,
All right. I do have riding airborne proficiency, which is under wisdom.
oh, okay. In which case, you do it. Yeah, no, you've got it. You've got the skill from this somehow in your backstory. You have ridden flying carnivorous beasts before.
Yes, absolutely, I have.
All right. So you're airborne. Thyber's being just pulled off into the night. You can go after him. What do you want to do? You have control of this beast.
Well, I'm not really armed, but I guess direct it over towards where Thyber is and kick the other thing in the head. Really.
Nice.
I guess that's what
All
I'm
right.
trying to do.
Make an attack roll. It's a
I
melee
already
attack.
have unarmed as an attack, so I guess I'll just roll a d20 and see what we got. No, that's obviously a horrible
Yeah,
miss.
goes wide, but you're still keeping up with it up there. So NPC, you see Tristan fly off in the back of one of these things. You see Thybor being pulled through the night. What do you do? Like, you could take shots at either one of them, but one's being ridden and the other one's holding Thybor.
Oh.
Still one more attacking also, isn't there?
Yeah, you guys have the initiative though, so you guys are going first.
So there's only 2 that I can attack?
Yeah.
If I miss the one that's holding Thybor, is there a risk of hitting him?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
In D&D, if you fire into melee, it's 50-50 who it hits.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if you miss or not. It's 50-50 who you hit.
I don't think I'm gonna take a shot. I think I'm just gonna wait. Well,
If you want to
you
hold
have
your
a good
action,
AC, don't
yeah, if
you?
you want to hold your action, you can do that until their turn, and then take shots at ones that come down.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll hold the action.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sixth one's dead. Okay. So one comes down, grabs another one of the cat creatures. It hisses, still alive, although you see some blood running down where the talons grabbed it by the shoulders and it's about to lift off. You can shoot that one. Or there's another one that went down and tried to grab an orc but missed. So there are 2 shots.
I'm gonna save the kitty.
Okay.
Short range.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Not going for the hero move, doing one on each.
Nah.
Miss on the first, miss on the second.
All right.
Okay. Kitty gets taken off. Next round, Richard.
Kitty. Oh no.
Oh, wait, hold on just a second before you roll that. Okay, Thyber, not Thyber. Yeah. The trident streaks out. This time it hits one of the creatures. Just the trident just goes right through its body, comes back around, and he grabs it, and the creature just falls out of the air. So, what did you roll for the d6?
I waited until after your description. I roll a 1. Why do you even ask?
You go first. Okay, so Thyber's being carried off into the night. Your arms are actually free, so you can make an attack, but you're way off the ground.
I'm going to concentrate and try to focus on this thing's mind and tell it to take me to the ground gently.
Okay, make me a charisma check and then roll me a d100.
Do you have 10 rerolls?
I'll probably need them. No,
Ooh.
Oh.
You reach out with your mind. Again, you
D100.
got this stabbing pain in your head. A little bit of trickle blood comes out of your nose, but you have control of it. So you want it to
I'm
slowly
taking it
bring
back,
you back?
taking me back into the camp.
Take you back to the camp. All right, good enough. Right. All right. So the rest of them, 1, 2. Dion, one of them is about to grab another. This one's going to be an orc. You can take a shot before it hits it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Boop, boop.
Short range. You can get both your shots off. All right, hit, 4 points of damage, and then missed on the second one. Okay, so it does hit its target, but the damage makes it kind of back off, so it doesn't take it off into the night.
Woo.
By
Leave
this
that
point,
kitty alone.
they break off. And they just kind of fly away. Thyber, you have gotten control of yours, and it comes spiraling in, and it kind of just drops you off at the beach.
And we have it, tell it to land.
Okay.
Like somebody tie it up.
All right. Thorgrim actually comes over and puts a pot over its head, like covering its eyes like you would a falcon. Just puts a meaty hand on its neck. Tristan, you're still in the air, complete control of this creature. You're kind of controlling it with your knees and its neck.
I'm gonna buzz a few people down on the thing.
Right.
Told you I can do it. Yeah. And then
after doing that a few times, and they see that you're riding it and you're not being carried away, several people are just yelling out and raising drink glasses to you.
Yeah. And then I want to land it and do much what they've done there. Tie it up as a hawk. So, ready to be red. I'll feed it some meat as well. And
Feed it some raw meat, and it seems to be happy. So, guys, you guys,
did we get a mated pair by chance?
Actually, make me an intelligence roll for Tristan.
It's all right. Yeah, that's definitely a success. I am at least a 5.
All right, you have some experience around animals, and by your estimation, they're both female, and if they act like other bird species, they might have been trying to get food for their young.
Okay. I mean, if we release... Huh. I mean, I don't know that I would necessarily want to do this in the middle of the night, but if we release... If we release one and I ride on the back, we could feed it and bring the other the smaller ones back here, who could then be grown up.
Or if they're like chickens, they'll lay other eggs. We just need to capture a male.
Yeah, that as well. I don't know, but we've
If
already
nothing
got
else, we
ones
got
out
lots
there.
of good big size eggs to eat.
Yeah. No, we'll do it in daylight. I think that'll probably be
All
better.
right. So that's excitement for the night. You have captured 2 of these flying thunder lizards. Blinding them or just putting something over their heads calms them down, and as long as people feed them, they're actually quite content to stay where they are.
Yeah.
So variously people will come up and throw a piece of raw meat at it and snatch it out of the air. There were some people lost tonight, which not a lot of happiness about that. Just in the aftermath, though, that you can tell that they weren't trying to outright kill what they were taking. So other than the one that lost its head, the others that were taken might still be alive. But Thorgrim is not going to risk sending forces out during the night to find out.
Yeah, so they're probably being taken back for hunting practice then.
Food.
Yeah, but the little ones have got to learn how to hunt on their own. So yeah, they're probably hunting practice.
Nice. Well, guys, let's go ahead and end it there tonight. You guys have a ton of experience, so I'm sure everybody will level at least once. We can say that the time that you spent here can be used in training to level you up. We'll do that, and let's just go through the list. Oak, you got anything you want to plug?
You can catch me playing here on Tuesdays, and then Friday nights and Saturday nights at midnight. Twitch and YouTube, URAENCE, and that's where I'm at.
Cool. Richard?
Hi. Don't forget that the real meat shields were the friends you made along the way. And you can find me here on Twitch at LMTDKMFFR, or say it with me now, limited time offer, no vowels, where I play video games.
Dion, NPC has their conjugal visit with the orc, and
Hell yeah.
looked happy. You have anything you
Yeah.
want to plug?
Well, when I'm not busy whipping men into shape, you can find me on Twitch under Substances Used. I also play a lot of tabletop on my friends' channels, such as the beautiful Bert over here on Tuesdays and Fridays, and Thursdays I'm on Friendon's channel doing Monster of the Week, and Saturdays I'm on Folsham Arts channel doing 5th edition right now.
Cool. And if you're watching this, you're already on the twitch.tv/Steam Steel Murder channel, where we stream Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. First edition D&D on Tuesdays, BX on Fridays, and Sundays. Sundays are fun days, just, something, a little something going on. And the podcast is at BlueMagic, BLUMAGIK.com for 11 years worth of all kinds of cool role-playing games. So thanks for watching, guys. Say goodnight, everybody.
Not
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
Yeah, cool.
I love you.